Over the past year, a handful of 911 centers started bringing AI tools into the workspace, not as a concept, but as part of the job. And this is what they learned. The first lesson surfaced before any of the tools went live. Every center that moved early ran into the same realization. The technology was the easy part. The challenge is getting the telecommunicators prepared first.
What we found that was very important is letting them know the why and allowing them to absorb the why and understand that this is not a resource or a tool to take your job. This is a resource for you to keep the human in the loop and, to keep you engaged.
The more you understand it and the more you actually understand how efficient it can be in helping you, it greatly changes your perspective on it.
To successfully implement these types of tools, I think the biggest piece is buy-in. You have to have, again, support from the top.
When we were first reached out to about this, I was like, yeah, nope, no thank you. But then when I started hearing examples of other agencies doing it, and I was able to call them and be like, hey, so tell me about this. Those types of things really become integral to being able to implement this type of technology.
The second lesson came from watching how the floor actually started to believe in the tools. In the small moments, when the technology quietly got something right, and telecommunicators noticed.
So I could go from a cat in a tree to a robbery, back down to, someone's lost and just needs directions, back up to a shooting or stabbing. And so there's this ebb and flow of your adrenaline that's constantly pumping through your body. And so what AI is doing in it, it's compartmentalizing that for a lot of our professionals. So it's allowing the non-emergency to be handled on the side while the actual priorities are being handled by our professionals.
So I think just overall helping some of our call volume, some of our workload allows us to stay focused and ready for those emergencies.
In order to experience a CPR call, in order to experience a childbirth call, you had to actually physically do it on the floor. Now with AI, we're going to be able to simulate that. We're going to be able to simulate the chaos that is happening on the other end of the phone and the dispatcher being able to calm them down while still handling the call and getting the fire department and the police department on the way. They're going to be already on that. They're going to already handle that well before they come on the floor.
So it was nice to see that it's a lot of chaos, and I feel like I got a lot of chaos from the AI. And so that was a really good practice to get what it's like when people are just unwilling or just so stressed out themselves, right? It's their emergency.
What the 911 community has learned is that none of this scales in isolation. The lessons one center learns in a year can save the next center valuable time, but only if those lessons leave the building.
This is definitely a continuous improvement. We don't just roll that technology out and then, sit back and walk away. We actually have staff that are specifically trained to be on site in the call centers and observe and manage the systems and make sure that things are working appropriately.
If you're starting an AI project, don't do it alone. You don't have to do it alone with the vendor. Reach out to your colleagues, to other centers across the country that have already started the process implementing AI. But the future is now. AI is here already, and we are adopting it, and we are saving lives.